What's up? What's up? What's up, good people? Welcome to Second Opinion. It's your boy Coach Q. I'm rocking along once again. Slykat out handling some business, you know. He'll be making more moves than ESPN. So, let's dive into some topics, man. First of all, I want to talk about my weekend. I was just coaching my 16U girls in All-Star Tournament, state tournament. We finished runners up in the tournament, tough loss in the championship game. Uh, we came into the championship game with one loss, had to beat the team twice. We beat them the first time 6-3. Then the second game, we lost 5-4 extra innings. It was a tough loss. Girls took it tough. They played well, though. They played hard. Um, well, really nothing I can say to make them feel better, you know, but just let them know to keep working hard and just have a great senior season. Looking forward to watching them play. All of them can play some college ball if they choose to. Just let them know they got to keep working hard. And you can't just practice with the coach. You got to practice on your own time also. So just looking forward to seeing what they do their senior season. I really enjoy coaching them. Some of the girls I've been coaching since they were 7, 8 years old. So it was tough just to go out on that note of losing. But we had a successful tournament. We won 4 games. Um, just couldn't get the last one, you know. All right, let's dive into some of these topics. World Cup, man, that was a battle. I didn't think nobody was ever going to score. So after that game, we went on and watched the World Cup as a team. Went down to Buffalo Wild Wings. And man, there was so many messy jerseys in the building. So I guess they left that game kind of like they left the restaurant kind of like how we left the game. Spain, it was tough. Defense was tough. They didn't even allow any shots on goal. So when that happens, man, you really can't win when you ain't getting no shots on goal. But it was good to see someone new winning. Argentina was last year champ, so well last World Cup champ. So it was good to see Spain win it. They hadn't won it in a while, but it was a great game to watch, man. Like I said, I ain't think nobody was ever gonna score. All right, then I just spoke about making moves like ESPN. Let's dive into Ron Clark getting fired on air. Man, ESPN, I think they could have did handle that situation a whole lot better. They really could. You should have let that man know before he got on air, or at least let him finish the show. To let him know that he was going to be fired. Yeah, that was kind of bad business there. Um, Ron Clark, he to me, Ron Clark is a great analyst. He know the game of football. He's a great analyst. Um, he made the NFL show real successful. He bring a lot of energy to the show. Some of his takes, I don't agree with all his takes, but the way he expresses takes, you got to listen to it and you be engaged. So for ESPN just to let him go like that on air, yeah, that was kind of bad business. So like I said, some of Ron Clark takes, some of the way he handles stuff on air, he didn't always keep it professional neither. And people speculating that he got fired for the stuff he said to Peter. Um, I think they was talking about CD Lamb and AJ Brown last year, the first game of the season. CD Lamb had a better game individually, but the Eagles won the game. Man, I think Peter was talking about um, AJ Brown would have basically kind of wanted what CD had. And Clark was like, man, see, that's just the non-player in you thinking that the stats really matter more than wins. So Peter kind of took that the wrong way. Like, come on, Clark, man. Come on, man. Come on, Clark. I'm just not no type of fantasy type dude, something he said, but he was hurt by Clark saying that. And I mean, and Clark had a point, but I think he could have left that piece out that's the non-player in you. He could have just said what he said after that statement. He was like, as players, we don't care about the stats. We just care about winning and losing, which we know that ain't true though. Players like to say that, but that's not always true. Um, Players want their numbers. because that they numbers determine what their contract's gonna be. So to say that players don't care about their numbers and they only care about winning, that's not true. They care about winning, but they want to win while getting their numbers. And I think a guy like Clark, his perspective is like that because he is kind of like a his success is kind of based off team success. He wasn't really known for his individual standout play, even though he was a really good safety with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think him and Cam Newton kind of got into it one time, and Cam Newton let him know, like, yeah, nah, I'm not you, and you not me. I'm not the type of player you are. I'm a Heisman. I'm a first pick. You kind of a role player. So his name is kind of attached to the team success because I mean he was a really good player, but it's mostly attached to the team success. But a player like AJ Brown, he thinking about his legacy. He want them 100 catches because he trying to be known as one of the great wide receivers of all time. And then, like I said, plus the money. He want his numbers because he want his money. So they said, but they just said that take started everything for Ron Clark um, towards him being released by ESPN. Like I said, man, it was kind of bad taste to let the man go in the middle of a show. Um, I think they could have handled that a whole lot better than that right there. And try to say that they didn't want him to see it on Twitter or, on some type of media outlet first without hearing it from them. But but you okay with him being fired live on air. Um, that right there didn't sit well with me. Even if you didn't like some of the antics that Ron Clark brought to the show, you still shouldn't try to. You shouldn't embarrass the man. They were really trying to embarrass the man. Ron Clark. Some of Ron Clark takes um, is not perceived well by some people. He and sometimes to me, I'd be like, yeah, you're going too far with it. He kind of what they call a race baiter. Um, he tried to say that anybody with a brain know that stuff is not always fair. Um, but sometimes you go overboard with it. If you criticize, a black athlete, black quarterback, you're only doing it because he's a black quarterback. That ain't true. You, I mean, they got to be held accountable. Lamar Jackson got to be held accountable for his mistakes. The same way Tom Brady had to be held accountable, or Peyton Manning had to be held accountable. For years they said Peyton Manning wasn't a winner. He's a white guy. For years they said he wasn't a winner. He always bring up the example that Josh Allen get a pass, but not having playoff success. Which I mean, I don't think that's true. I mean, people talk about him not having playoff success all the time. Talk about all the turnovers he had, but he would like Lamar Jackson get criticized heavy for not having any major playoff success. So certain stuff like that, Ron Clark kind of dove deep in, and sometimes it wasn't really called for all the time. But like I said, Ron Clark, man, I wish him the best. He most definitely will bounce back. He got his own show, so he'll be okay. I'm pretty sure he'll land somewhere else. Like I said, he's a talent. He's a super talent. So he most definitely will land on his feet somewhere. Um, and be successful at it, man, because he's really good at it. He know the X's and O's. You can just somebody like him that didn't have the most talent had to know the game from the neck up, and you can hear it in the way he talk. And man, he articulate with getting his points across too. So he's a real smart brother. He's a real smart brother. Um, yeah, all right, that's enough with old Ryan, man. Like I said, old Ryan bounced back. Now let's get into some more football talk. Now y'all see the gear. Y'all see the gear. It's gonna be a big season. But I'll wait till my co-hosts get back on and do a little bit more bragging about these Pats. But I want to talk about this list that ESPN recently put out about quarterbacks in the top 10 order. All right, so at number one, ESPN put Josh Allen. Number two, ESPN put Pat Mahomes. Number three got Matthew Stafford. Number four got Cool Joe Burrow. Number five, they got Lamar Jackson. Number six, they got no Dak Prescott. Number seven got Justin Herbert. Number eight got Drake May. Number nine got Jared Goff. Number 10 got Caleb Williams. So, man, what y'all guys think about this top 10 right here? So it's crazy how they done flip flop Josh and Pat in a year time. I think that Pat is going to have a bounce back season for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he'll have a bounce back season. I know he's coming off injury, and maybe it was the injury and how the Chiefs ended their season that made them flip flop Pat and Josh. Not saying Josh isn't a bad man. Josh may be deserving of number one because of what he been doing lately, but you can't take away the success that Pat has had. Can't forget about it, man. The success that Pat has had and the lack of success that Josh has had in the playoffs. So I don't know. Maybe Ron Clark got a little point. Maybe Clark got a point there, like because Josh haven't won any big games. Like no Pat in the playoffs, no Lamar Jackson, and then he still couldn't represent the AFC. It was Drake. So to have him number one over Pat, that's a little question. I still might flip flop. I'm gonna give Pat another year, and then Josh got to show me a little. Josh got to show me something, and I know that, like we just talked about, team success over, you know, versus player success, but a quarterback is kind of measured by the team success because you touch the ball every play pretty much on the offensive side. So yeah, I know you got to have weapons, you got to have line, you got to have weapons, but still, Josh has had enough to be able to get the Bills over the hump. I feel, especially with no Pat, no Lamar, no Joe. That was just three of the top five guys. That was just three of the top five guys we just named. They wasn't even in the AFC playoffs, and you know Drake was the representative of the AFC up and coming. All right, then you got Matthew, Joe, and Lamar. I'm still putting Lamar all third in that mix. Don't get me wrong, man. Matthew Stafford been a beast, been underrated. Like it took Matthew Stafford to have an MVP season for everybody to give him the respect that he deserved. He always deserved it to me, but Lamar, man, Lamar just a dog. I know Lamar been banged up the last couple of years, so it's easier to slide him down. But you just gotta respect it, man. Lamar, multiple time MVP. Matthew got his first last year, but Lamar got multiple MVP trophies, man. So, and he's a game changer too. Matthew is too, but Lamar been doing it multiple years of just being a game changer, wrecking games. Man, I wonder. I'm ready to see him be healthy this year, see what he do. Um, he ain't quite got the weapons that he really need. I feel. Zay Flowers is probably the best receiver. Then you got Bateman. I think Mark Andrews gonna have a bounce back season this year. Um, I think they might should have kept Likely. I think Likely's a stud. So, but I think Mark Andrews have a bounce back season. And the Ravens, they kind of under the radar now, man. They not the Super Bowl contender. I think last year I picked them to represent AFC. But this year they kind of under the radar. They're not favorites to win a Super Bowl. Then I had to go with Matthew Stafford. Um, for Joe Burrow, man, I put him top five, but he been hurt. He stay hurt. He's a great talent, and plus he probably got the best wide receiver duo in the league, so that makes his job a little easier. T. Higgins and Chase, they just two studs on the outside, so he probably got the best duo. But Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, he's a great quarterback. He just got to stay healthy. All right, so then they had Dak. I like Dak, but I don't think Dak is top six quarterback in the NFL. Um, Dak got a great duo too, and they pushing it with Higgins and Chase. And I mean, some people might take that duo over Chase and Higgins. To be honest with you, because Pickens Pickens tough, and you know what Lamb is with the ball in his hand. So some people might take that duo over Higgins and take that duo over Higgins and Chase because Higgins struggled with staying healthy also. Lamb and Pickens, they're not banged up as much. Lamb was hurt a little bit last year, but that's not nothing that happens too often. So, but Dak, I don't think he better than Herbert or Drake May that's behind him. You know. And then I want to talk about some names that got left off this list from ESPN. It was no Trevor Lawrence. I know he kind of just he maybe had about two good seasons in his career. No Jalen Hurts. People forget about Jalen Hurts so fast, man. I still like Jalen. I know people don't consider him a passer, but he what I call a winner. And I think he's going to have a real successful season this year. Even though they lost AJ Brown, he came to, he a pat at heart, so he had to become a pat on his back. So, but I think Hurts gonna have a bounce back season. Daniels, Daniels not on the top 10. I know he just third year player, but I think Daniels gonna bounce back. He got to stay healthy too. He's small frame type guy, small frame, so he gonna have to kind of stay healthy too. And then Sam Darnold, man, Super Bowl MVP. He got left off the list. Not saying he should be on the list. I'm not saying Daniel should be on the list neither, but these just notable guys that got left off the list. Um, Baker, I like Baker, man. I think Baker's gonna have a good season. Bo Nix, got left off. Brock Purdy, I like Brock Purdy too, man. But so those are my notable names that got left off the list. But let me go back to my top 10. I like I told you, I flip flop Pat and Josh. I think Pat gonna bounce back, man, and Josh haven't done enough to me to surpass him. For the number one spot. Do I like Josh? I do. I mean, he number two, and if he handle business this year, and the Chiefs don't, which I think the Chiefs are, I think Pat might have a good year, but I still don't think the Chiefs gonna represent the AFC. They just don't quite got the weaponry to come out the AFC. Then, like I said, I had Lamar, Matthew, Joe, Drake May at six. Man, Drake May made me a believer, man. He had to prove it to me. Drake May made me a believer. I think Drake May got the arm talent. He got the mental, and he got the legs. got the mobility. So he's gonna be a problem, man. He really gonna be a problem for the NFL. Then I got Justin Herbert right below him. I still got Jalen Hurts in my top 10. I mean, I got him at 8. Like I said, I think he's gonna have a bounce back season. He gonna go back to using his legs. He's gonna forget about all that chatter. You got to forget about all that chatter, man, about you got to throw the ball more, which you got to use as wide receivers, but you got to use that God-given talent too. So you got to use them legs to buy time to get people open or just to take off. Use some legs to buy time to get people open. Or if you don't see them, just take off. I think people need to add a little that prime Russell Wilson to their game where you just scramble to get a guy open, not necessarily to run. So I think Jalen Hurts need to add a little bit to his game. Then the next guy that's below him, it could be above him, but I think he do that. Caleb Williams. I do got Caleb Williams in my top. They got him at 10. I had him at 9. I I like Caleb Williams, and he with Ben Johnson. So it ain't nothing but good things to come from Caleb. And Caleb do that, what I just talked about. He hold on to the ball too long sometimes, but he kind of move around to try to throw the ball. And I think when he started scrambling and scrambling for rushing yards, that took his game to another level. And the coaching staff kind of made him do that. Told him he need to start running more with the ball instead of just trying to force it in all the time when you ain't got no throw, when you can take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards on the ground. All that adds up, man. It put you in better predicaments. Now you second and short, third and short. So I think when Caleb added that to his game, that took his game to another level. And then at 10, I had Dak. Um, Dak has been successful in this league for a long time. He one of them guys too, man, that just have bad games at the wrong time. I mean, in the wrong time meaning the playoffs. The wrong time meaning the playoffs. But regular season, man, Dak gonna add them numbers up. Um, I think the defense is a little bit better for the Cowboys this year, so he might not have to pass as much this year. But for the most part, man, when Dak come into the season, he gonna be pushing 4,500 just based off the weapons he be having. And then the Cowboys defense have been bad in the past, so they gotta pass and score to keep up with other teams. But I think this should be the first year that defense will be pretty good. But you can't change what they say. You can't change the tiger stripe, so they're gonna still pass the ball. But yeah, Dak is a solid quarterback. Dak, especially in the regular season. A lot of these quarterbacks who just named, they pretty much good in the regular season. Like, um, but Hurts is that one that kind of had playoff success, and it's probably because of this team. It ain't no problem in it. The team is really good around them, and if your team is really good, you gonna get some playoff success. A couple more guys that got left off the list, man. Well, they not supposed to be on the list, but just if are they gonna have bounce backs and can they get into the top 10, um, top 12, top 13 type quarterbacks? You got Love from the Packers. Um, I think Love in the Packers probably I think he done had his best season. I don't think he gonna ever throw for be a type of guy that really throw for 4,500. I think like how their team made up now, they're gonna try to rely on the run. And then the weather in Green Bay, you know, makes you kind of play that style of ball. So I think they're gonna kind of rely on the run. And Jordan Love, just the type of quarterback, he got to become the type of quarterback to where he completing third down to keep the chains moving, and then hit big on play actions. And they got them type of wide receivers now that can hit you big on the play action passes, with Watson and Reed and Golden, them type of guys that can, make big plays. So I think that's how the Packers gonna try to live with Love. Um, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, is he gonna bounce back with the Vikings, man, with that offensive system? I think Kyler is a sleeper this year, man, to be comeback player of the year. But we get into that more, man. Sly will talk about some bets that we'll go place at the beginning of the season, see how it go down towards the end of the season. But you know, just to give you a little preview of that, I think Kyler Murray is going to be comeback player of the year. Um, I know I put Kyler Murray in my top 10 last year, man, and that didn't turn out so well. That didn't turn out so well. But, Arizona is not a place to have a whole lot of success. Kurt Warner was probably pretty much about the only one. And he had Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best to ever do it. Jaden Daniels, I talked about Jaden Daniels earlier. I think Jaden Daniels, see if he have a bounce back season, man. I think he will. He got to stay healthy, like I said. He got that small frame. He don't got many weapons down there in Washington either, so it's kind of beating. He gonna have to make plays to have success. So it might not be over with about bringing players in. They're gonna have to get Terry some help, most definitely. So that'd have been, Jaden Daniels needed a little bit more than Terry. But we'll see how that play out. But I think Jaden Daniels is going to have some success, get back. It's just that style of play that he got to play. He ain't really built for. He kind of needed doing that read option and stuff, man. He can't take them hits over a course of 17 games. Just can't do it. CJ Stroud, man, the golden child at one time. Say it loud. I'm with CJ Stroud. Yeah, that ain't no more. You can't say it loud no more. CJ Stroud had one of the worst playoff games I had ever seen in my life. I'm glad he did it against us though, but it was bad. But I think he gonna bounce back this year. His buddy should be back this year. Tank Dell should be back. So that's his partner in crime there, and I think the Higgins kid gonna be good. Jaden Higgins second year be good. Nico was banged up last year. So Nico should be, but Nico stay banged up a little bit. So you really can't even depend on Nico, but hopefully Nico can stay healthy. Then I think CJ Stroud can bounce back. That defense so good though. They don't need him to pass but so much. Then they brought in Monty, kind of that workload. So he I think they'll turn around, hand it off, play a little defense, hand it off. CJ Stroud just gotta make plays too, kind of like Jordan Love. Him and Jordan Love kind of the same. Just that Stroud situation far as, playing inside that dome is a whole lot better than playing outside in the frozen tundra. So CJ Stroud is in a better situation far as having passing success. Just can he take advantage of it? I think he will. I think he'll bounce back, man. They was kind of banged up. Like I said, I think he'll Tank Dell, especially Tank Dell back, Higgins, and then you got Collins. Then the Noel kid, he won't bad neither for him. So yeah, those some of the quarterbacks, man. That's that list of ESPN that they put out. Like I said, I think it's a little bit of Josh Allen bias to have him number one. Like you said, he got a little bit of a pass, but he haven't had any playoff success. And then for last year, not to represent the AFC when it was no Pat, no Lamar, no Joe, Justin Herbert, he was there, but his line was banged up. And to let Drake May in his second year go represent the AFC, that wasn't a good look for Josh Allen to me, man. And for us to win the division, yeah, that just wasn't a good look. Yeah, man. I wish Sly was here, man, so he can tell us about how good Kirk Cousins is gonna be. Cause last year he put old Gino in the top 10. That's because he was a Raider. Man, we still laugh about that till today. We still laugh about that today. But yeah, man, that's Coach Q's list right there. I guess we're gonna wrap it up there for this episode. Sly should be back with us next week, man. Like I said, man, Sly be on the road making more moves than ESPN makes. Sly in the music, entertainment. So I'm just holding down this sports talk till they get back, man. Once Sly get back, we be back rolling, rocking and rolling. How them Pats did last year. But love, peace, and happiness.
We interrupt this broadcast for the Second Opinion halftime show.
Hi, my name is Ashlyn for Carbon Lifeforms. Here's our song, Sent to Conquer. You're watching Second Opinion.
Your Highness, we're ready to broadcast. The ruler of swords did they come to earth. He bow and pledge your soul and work. I'm an alien from a different place, sent to Earth, conquer your brain. Finding it hard for me to erase where secrets come known grace. Of boys called girls and years and days. They wear dresses and look mighty fine. My desires grow, I must have been blind. They look pretty, but smile at me like the females I could ever see. I'm an alien and I'm not from here. I'm an alien sent to Earth to conquer your fears. I think I'm going to have to stay. The one thing feels that I can't slay. They wear dresses and look mighty fine. I have desires, I'm out of my mind. They're so pretty, they smile at me. For these females I have a need. 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 For these females I have a need.
Have you all ever wondered why the Kentucky grass looks blue? Those beautiful hills where the smoke rises to. Ain't nothing like that Derby man, old golden tempo flew. One single simple thing that seems to get me through. Who taught these Kentucky folks to turn this water into whiskey? Don't need no Bud Light, it's all whiskey around here. No Corona with a lime, ice down bourbon. All year still shocks me when that first shot hits me. To these Kentucky folks, turn this water into whiskey. All these places and barrels aged just right, with this old recipe made for a real good time. Music with real stories, the truth comes alive. So many years of history, let that spirit thrive. These folks in Kentucky made bourbon and turn water into whiskey. Don't need no Bud Light, it's all whiskey around here. No Corona with a lime, ice down bourbon will do just fine. Still shocks me when that last shot hits me. Oh man, Kentucky folks make bourbon and turn this water into whiskey. From the bluegrass hills to the moonshine streams, every sip tells a story of all I dreamed. Families gathered around, sharing tales in their cheer. than a good bourbon beer. Don't need no Bud Light, it's all whiskey around here. No Corona with a lime, iced down bourbon. All year still shocks me when that first shot hits me. These Kentucky folks turn this water into whiskey. So raise your glass high, let the night come alive in the heart of Kentucky. That's where the magic thrives. Turn that Kentucky water into whiskey. You see, this land of bluegrass and bourbon is home to you and me.
Hi, this is Corey Stevenson. You're watching Second Opinion Halftime Show.
Don't put your faith in me, 'cause I'm sure that'll let you down. And everyone goes through the circus, but they don't really love the clown. Everyone laughs at pain unless the glove fits on their hand. The world expects perfect, but that's not me. After all, I'm just a man, doing all I can. Who said can't give you what you wanted? Before you know it, I'll be dead. You could say I'm your friend, and I'll stand on every little word by my hand. Give you everything that I can. Just isn't good enough. Bitter as ashes and bigger as dust. And everyone blessed your name on the day that they laid you down. You wish they'd shown their face when you were up walking around. And now they wanna say a prayer out loud by your grave. They never said a word to save you from your hurt. They just buried you in your shame. Spit on your name. And who said can't give you what you wanted? Before you know it, I'll be dead. You could say I'm your friend, and I'll stand on every little word by my hand. Give you everything that I can. Just isn't good enough. Bigger as ashes, I'm bigger as dust. Who said can't give you what you wanted? Before you know it, I'll be dead. You can say I'm your friend, and I'll stand on every little word by my hand. Give you everything that I can. Just isn't good enough. I'm bigger as ashes, I'm bigger as dust.
How's it going, everybody? My name's Seven-Natra, and you're listening to my new song, Backyard America, right here on Second Opinion.
Yeah, light that fire up. Summer in the heart of the whole wide world. sunset gold on a two-lane road. Tailgate down where the cooler stays cold. White smoke rolling off the grill real slow. Got the whole block pulling in like there they go. Flag on the porch and the kids out back, barefoot running through the yard like a racetrack. Mama got the sweet tea, daddy got the flame. Everybody here knows everybody's name. Speaker in the window got the kick drum knocking. Old men laughing while the young folks are rocking. Fireflies flash like camera lights. Man, this feels like freedom on a Friday night. We ain't gotta go downtown, we got heaven right here on the ground. A little bit of smoke, little bit of stars, whole lot of love in a backyard. Backyard America, light that fire up. Red, white, blue, put it in the sky. Everybody knows when the sun goes down, we're gonna raise a little praise tonight. Backyard America, turn that song up. Coke cans, tan lines, good times forever. From the grill to the stars to the sparks flying high. We're free, we're family, we're alive together. This is how we do it. Country boys and hometown girls. Backyard America, light that fire up. Summer in the heart of the whole wide world. Bass hit hard and the banjo rings. Little dirt road rhythm with a front porch swing. Cousins in the grass playing touchdown games. Dogs chasing shadows through the bonfire flames. Aunt's got pie in a red glass dish. Uncle's talking big about a 5-pound fish. Grandpa says, boy, let me tell you when. Then tells that same old story again. But we all still listen, we all still laugh. Take one more picture so the night don't pass. Ain't no VIP, no velvet rope, just a folding chair and a whole lot of hope. We got scars, we got bills to pay, but we still got songs and we still got faith. A little bit of smoke, little bit of stars, whole lot of love in a backyard. Backyard America, light that fire up. Red, white, blue, put it in the sky. Everybody knows when the sun goes down, we're gonna raise a little praise tonight. Backyard America, turn that song up. Coke cans, tan lines, good times forever. From the grill to the stars to the sparks flying high. We're free, we're family, we're alive together. This is how we do it. Country boys and hometown girls. Backyard America, light that fire up. Summer in the heart of the whole wide world. Raise one high for the brave and gone, for the ones overseas and the ones back home, for the hands that built it, the prayers that kept it, the old dirt roads where the good Lord blessed it. From Michigan nights to Tennessee heat, from cornfield towns to the city streets. One flag, one flame, one song we sang. Let freedom ring, let freedom ring. Light it up, let that bonfire glow. Turn it up, let that bass line roll.
Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Allen Pierce, and you're listening to my song Moonrise here on Second Opinion.
Sunlight breaks the dawn. I'll be up and on my way. When you wake, I will be gone.
What if I told you one medical mistake could steal your voice? I'm Ava Bentley. I sang for fun, dreaming of country stages. Then a devastating medical error damaged my vocal cords, and sometime later, heart failure silencing that dream in an instant. But I refused to let that be the end of my story. I discovered something revolutionary, AI, that could bring my music to life. Today, I'm not just singing again, I'm shaping history as an AI-powered female country artist. Using cutting-edge AI tools, I craft lyrics, shape melodies, and produce fully realized songs from my ideas. Collaborating with technology the way an artist collaborates with a producer. My musicianship guides every choice. My voice was taken, but my artistry found a new way to soar. This isn't just about tech, it's about my resilience, reinvention, and the power of creativity to overcome loss, even heart failure. My story shows how innovation can amplify the human spirit and open doors I never imagined. Ready to hear what the future of country music sounds like? Stream my AI-created songs on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, and all major platforms. Then share, follow, and become part of the next chapter in music history. Don't just witness history, listen to it.
I have officially launched my first Ava Bentley exclusive Airbnb in Galveston, Texas. The DeForest house, built in 1883, is preserved with both luxury and history. Book your stay today on Airbnb. When you book the house, tell them you saw this ad, and you will receive a free Ava Bentley gift bag when you check in.
Strike a chord, turn the future on. Ava Bentley's heart still sings every song. From broken silence to a brand new sound. Strike a chord where her comeback's found.
So my husband, Bob Ray, and I, along with my son Kevin and his wife Laura, have the Loft on Main Airbnb in Washington, North Carolina. And you were asking about the artwork. I'm a painter, and my husband Bob is, and we have a lot of our work in the loft. We kind of say it's where Soho meets Charleston. It's a loft like you might expect in New York, one long. It's in the top of an old building downtown. Great location near the river, near all the restaurants. And we have our artwork there, as well as a gallery in town, and the Bank Bistro, which is a wonderful restaurant in Washington, has our paintings. And the people comment a lot who stay in the Airbnb. They love the artwork. And so it's a way of us connecting and creating a space that we're comfortable in. We stay there sometimes if we're in town. We live out in the country, and so we get a lot of really positive feedback about the wonderful art and the space.
And it truly is a beautiful space, very cozy, and like we had mentioned, it's right in the heart of downtown, not far from the waterfront, and everything you need is just a few steps away.
Yeah, the Turnage Theater directly beside the Loft on Main. The Loft on Main is upstairs over what used to be the American Barbershop. And our space was a beauty parlor in the 50s and 60s when my mom would make me go and get a permanent. But next door was the movie theater. And for years, I didn't know about until, probably the last 15 years, there's a vaudeville theater upstairs, and it's totally haunted. If you walk in that stairwell to go upstairs, it looks like they had turned off the lights from the performance the night before and walked out. And you can feel the presence there. A lot of the buildings are, but the history goes back to the 1600s in Washington. So there are a lot of decades of souls that can be walking around. We never experienced anything in the loft, though. It's cozy and quiet there, but the theater next door.
You know,
Sure.
we want people to reach out. Is there a time of year that you recommend people come and visit Washington?
Well, it's nice all year round. They have all kinds of activities, especially it's a very vibrant downtown community. It's growing like crazy. There are lots of restaurants, and along with the restaurants, it brings and the waterfront. They have festivals. Um, um, if I was March, April, May, June, the fall is my favorite. You know, we have a lot of people that stay with us for Thanksgiving and Christmas that have family and friends in town. And so there's always something to do. And like I said, that close to the theater and art galleries and the museum and everything, there's always a lot to do.
Rain or shine, it's a great spot to visit, folks. So
That's
how do you
it.
want people to reach out if they would like to stay? Is it best to go to you're available on the Airbnb website
Yes.
that people
We
can go directly?
we only book through the Airbnb, but it's a little tricky. If you put in the loft, the first one that comes up is New York and then California and then Dallas. So you have to say the loft on Main, Washington, North Carolina. And we have superhost status, so we're the first one in our town that comes up. And so we'd love to see you. My son Kevin does all the booking, and Bob and I make sure it's neat and tidy and that there are fresh towels and flowers. So come on, visit.
Wonderful. Well, we'll be sure to share that with all our neighbors. It's that Washington is such a beautiful place for a staycation. You need to get away from the stress of the world and
Yeah.
just kind of get lost and discover some new things.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Barbara, for being with us. And we enjoyed meeting you. And we're excited to introduce you and your artwork and just this wonderful family-owned business right here in Eastern North Carolina.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. We'll be checking in for any updates. See you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
If tomorrow never came, or life threw you a curveball, what if something happened while you were away? It's not what you leave them, it's what you teach them. Get the only course today you'll ever need to build your family's financial future. Get started at jjjinvesting.com. Robert Licello, an award-winning author and broadcaster, was a newspaper reporter and editor, and his financial columns have appeared in numerous national magazines. His stock market discoveries fascinated and enriched 2 generations of investors. Licello died in 2001.